Hello and welcome back to SciTech. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a mini strobe light with using a 505 timer microcontroller to create a 505 timer strobe light circuit to be able to create this useful little device. Let's get started. And these are the items that you're going to need to make for this project. The items you're going to need is 9 white LEDs, 2 1K ohm resistors, a 20K ohm potentiometer with knob, washer, and nut. You're also going to need a 22 microfarad electrolytic capacitor, a 555 timer, an 8-pin IC socket holder, and a Perfboard. You're also going to need a 9-volt battery clip. Now, let's go into the simplest project and let's get started. First, I'm going to take the 8-pin IC socket holder and place it right here. Next, I'm going to take a rubber band and place the IC socket holder flush with the board, so that way I can solder it into place. Solder in the first 2 pins, and then remelt the solder, so that way I can be able to press the 8-pin IC socket holder, so that way it's flush against the board. And there, perfect contact. Next, I'll solder all of the pins in place. Next, I'm going to take the 22 microfarad electrolytic capacitor, and I want to connect the negative to pin 1 and the positive to pin 2. Place it in just like this. Bend over the leads, negative to pin 1 and positive to pin 2. Solder it into place, and then solder bridge it to pin 1 and 2. Next, I'm going to take the 1K ohm resistor, solder one lead to pin 3 and the other lead free. Place it in just like this, bend over the lead to pin 3. Cut off the excess, solder it into place, and solder bridge it to pin 3. Next, I want to take the second 1K ohm resistor, and I want to connect one lead to pin 7 and the other lead to pin 8. Bend over the leads just like this, and solder bridge it to pin 7 and 8. Cut off the excess. Next, I'm going to take the 20K ohm potentiometer and place it over here at the corner of the Perfboard. Before I do that, as you can see, the leads of this potentiometer is too big, so I'm going to go and take the screwdriver and make the holes just a little bit bigger. And now the potentiometer can fit. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the leads of the potentiometer so that way it can stay onto the Perfboard better, so that way I can solder it into place. And now solder it into place. Next, I'm going to take these 2 wires and connect it to one of the pins of the potentiometer and the center pin of the potentiometer, and I'm going to connect it to pins 6 and 7. And there we go. The side pin is now connected to pin 7, solder it into place. And now the center pin of the potentiometer can now be soldered to pin 6. There we go, just like this. Next, what I want to do is I want to connect pin 4 to 8 and pin 2 to 6. And I'm going to use these wires to do that. There we go, solder pin 8. And now, solder that wire to pin 4. And now solder the wire to pin 6. And solder it to pin 2. And there we go, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to connect this 9-volt battery clip to the circuit. I want to take the positive and connect it to pin 8. Solder it into place and then solder bridge it to pin 8. Next, I'm going to take the negative wire and solder it to pin 1. Solder it into place. And now solder bridge it to pin 1. Next, I want to connect the LEDs to the circuit. The polarity of the LEDs, this side's anode positive, this side's cathode negative, and I want to connect all of the anodes to the 1K ohm resistor, and all the cathodes to common ground. Place the LED just like this. Gently bend the leads of the LEDs so that way you can solder it into place. Solder one lead of the LED, and then place your finger onto the LED, pushing on the LED towards the perf board, and then remelt the solder. Doing this will allow the LED to be flush with the board. Once flush with the board, you can solder the other pin. And this is what it looks like if you don't do that. So again, press your finger onto the LED, remelt the solder, press on it, and then as you can see, the LED is now flush with the board. And then solder in the second lead of the LED. Repeat the same process with all of the LEDs, and it should look just like this. Next, take all of the anodes and bend them all together so that way all the anodes can be soldered together to the 1K ohm resistor. And there we go, should look just like this. And now repeat the same process with all of the leads. Connect all the cathodes to cathodes and all the anodes to anodes. And there we go, solder everything together, making sure all of the cathodes and anodes are separate from each other. Make a quick test to make sure I didn't burn out the LEDs by taking a 3-volt button cell battery, and there, the LEDs light up. And that row works too. And this row works as well. Perfect. All LEDs work. Next, I want to connect all of the cathodes together so that way all of the cathodes can be soldered to pin 1, which is the common ground. And I'm going to take these negative wires to do that. Next, I'm going to take this negative wire and solder it to the common ground. Bring it over and solder it to that first cathode. Take another negative wire and solder all of the cathodes together, just like this. And there, all of the cathodes are now connected to the common ground. Next, I'm going to repeat the same process for all of the anodes, and I want to make sure all of the anodes are connected to the 1K ohm resistor. And I'm going to use these wires to do that. Solder that anode to this anode, and then this anode to that anode. Next, I'm going to take the 555 timer and place it into the IC socket holder. And there, the circuit is now complete. And now it's time to make a quick test. Connect the 9-volt battery to the circuit, and there, the LEDs are now flashing. Now I'm going to go turn the potentiometer to change the blink rate of the LEDs. Turning it clockwise makes the LEDs flash faster. Turning it anti-clockwise makes the LEDs flash slower. To put this into a housing, I'm going to go ahead and put these 3D printed pieces together. Place this inside of there, and then there you have it. And as you can see, I've done a little modification to the perf board, where I've cut out a little groove so that way I can be able to slip these wires through, just like that. Now I'm going to do one more modification, and I want to go and add, as you can see, this is what it looks like, my 3D printed design. This part here is supposed to hold the circuit, potentiometer here, switch here. This part here is the bottom compartment, and that divides the circuit to keep everything insulated. And I'm going to place the battery inside here, the wires go through there, and this right here is the lid that goes on, and I put screws on these four corners to hold it together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and modify this one more time, and I'm going to go, okay, so what I'm going to do is modify this by taking some aluminum foil right here, and I'm going to place it in the inside, so that way it can reflect the LED light better. Next, I'm going to take some measurements inside of this housing, so that way I can properly place the aluminum foil inside. And there, I have my piece of aluminum foil. I'm going to take the shiny side and have it showing on the outside, and then glue down the dull side onto the housing. I'm going to take some super glue and put a decent amount of super glue inside of the housing. And now carefully place the foil inside. Carefully glue the foil in, and as you can see, I mismeasured. Well, that's okay, cut a little piece and put more foil on top. There, works. And there, it should look just like this. Next, what I need to do is connect the slide switch to the circuit. I'm going to go and solder tin the leads, solder the middle pin and the side pin, just like this. Place the circuit inside of the housing. And then cut the positive wire right about here. Looks just right. Remove the insulation, solder tin it. Place a little bit of super glue onto the housing, place the switch inside, spray some activator, and now carefully, without melting the housing, solder the wires into place. And there we go, both of the wires are now soldered into place. And now the circuit has a switch. Carefully place the potentiometer through the hole, just like this. Move the wires over to that little gap right there. And there, the circuit fits. And now I'm going to go and take the washer, nut, screw it into place. And now take the knob and place it on top. Next I'm going to take the 9-volt battery clip, slide it through this hole. Place the housing on top. And now I'm going to take some super glue and glue these edges. Place the housing on top carefully, just like this. Spray some activator, and there, the housing is now connected together. And connect the 9-volt battery to the 9-volt battery clip. Place it inside, just like this. And now take the lid and screw in the screws. And there we go, screwed into place, just like this. And there, your project is now complete. Now, let's go ahead and test it out. And as you can see, it works very well. Now, let's see how this looks in the dark. Wow, this looks very nice. Turn the knob, and as you can see, it's now flashing faster. Not very well on this camera because the frame rate of the camera is not quite the same, but in person it looks much better. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own mini strobe light with using a 555 timer and a few simple components. And there you have it. Thank you for watching SciTech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified for future SciTech videos. Till the next tech, goodbye.